Hello students, Jai Hind, very good morning. Now, before I start my lecture, try to understand. These are some quick revision lecture we have designed, and per lecture we are mostly trying to cover one particular chapter. It is going to happen in this way that the students who will be present here will be attending the same lecture live, and the students who are not able to come to school will be attending the same lecture online. Okay? And as you know, before I start the quick revision lectures, I have already sent you two PDF. First PDF, that is a list of those topics for the subject of science and technology which are included by board, and some topic which are excluded by board. So what we are going to do in our quick revision, those topics which has been already eliminated by the board for the year 2020-21. These topics which are eliminated, we are not going to cover in our quick revision lecture. Take an example today. Suppose we want to start a revision lecture for chapter number 10. So those topics, as you already have PDF, many topics has been eliminated from chapter number 10. The topic of images formed by spherical mirror has been eliminated. Image formed by lens has been eliminated. Image formed by mirror, image formed by lens, these two major topic of this chapter you do not have to do at all. Understand? No doubt in our regular course, when I explain this chapter, and even in our WRT, I have asked many questions regarding images formed by mirror as well as lens. But these two topics, now as we are targeting the board exam, are already eliminated from the list. Not only that, one third topic you must have seen the PDF. Understand topic list where Cartesian sign convention are also eliminated. So these three topics you do not have to prepare in this particular chapter. So actually the topic which are left for you to cover, I am just going to make a list of the topic, and we will take a revision of some of the topics. Suppose chapter number 10, okay? That's light, reflection, okay, and refraction. Now, dear student, in the quick revision of this chapter, I am not going to write, actually, I may say revision lecture, because in one lecture we are going to just have a look at some of the topics. Okay, now you see, three topics are already eliminated. These three topics I have already told you just now. Image by mirror means spherical mirror, not plane mirror. Then image formed by lens and Cartesian sign convention rules. These topics are eliminated. So rest of the topic, if you just list it out, then the first topic which you need to study in detail, that is reflection. Okay. Then the second topic which you need to target is refraction. And in refraction today, I am also going to target the topic of refractive index more. Okay. Then the third topic, that's power of lens, that also you need to target. Then, as you know, magnification, the topic of magnification for both, for mirror as well as lens. But dear student, be very conscious regarding one thing. Understand then the topic of spherical mirror, not image, but few definitions. Okay, few definition as well as their uses. As you know, there are few definitions regarding spherical mirror. Okay, definitions as well as their uses. These five topics you have to prepare, but as you all know, to make your basics very clear, because it is a chapter of optics and carrying much importance in further standard. That's why we have even taken few extra lecture to cover the numericals of this particular chapter. Doesn't mean that the numerical which we have explained are not important. They are important, but for future, for 11th standard, when you go in 11th standard, you may come across numerical of lens and spherical mirror, so they might be useful at that time. Okay, just now for the board exam, these topics and numericals are excluded. You understood? So this many topic you just have to prepare. Okay, dear student. Suppose if we take in revision, suppose you take the first topic, if we take, that is reflection of light. Reflection of light. So, just in a quick revision, what you know about means this is a revision of that type, that if I have been a student and if I sit to revise this particular chapter, I first have to list out the topic I have to prepare as per the board guideline. 5 topics I have to prepare, and the first topic is reflection of light. What you know about reflection of light? Just to have a quick look, understand what happens when a ray of light is incident on an opaque surface, it, it is thrown back. This phenomenon is known as refraction of light. Okay, this is refracting surface PQ. Okay, this is incident ray AB and BC is the refracted ray. You can this way write AB is incident ray, BC as refracted ray, and if I draw one perpendicular line here, suppose MB, so this is called normal. Understand? Normal is an imaginary line which is perpendicular to the reflecting surface. The angle formed between, this is a revision, incident ray and normal is known as angle of incidence, and the angle formed between normal and refracted ray is known as angle of refraction. Understood? Now, suppose after understanding reflection of light, let's try to get some hints regarding the laws of reflection, where I have seen student making mistake in writing the law. Laws are prescribed particular, very precise word to word statement where you do not have to write a whole theory. Understand? Which are those two law which you can directly understand from here? Incident ray, normal and reflected ray at the point of incidence all lie in the same plane. First, second law. What is that? The angle of incidence is always equal to the angle of reflection. Too low to be, just to make you more sure again. Incident ray, normal and reflected ray at the point of incidence all lie in the same plane. The measure of angle of incidence is always equal to the angle of reflection. Okay. Suppose, dear student, with reflection, if you want to understand the characteristics of image formed by plane mirror, not by spherical mirror, because that topic has been eliminated. Okay. Image, what are the characteristic features of image formed by plane mirror? So just to list it out, you all must be remembering this. Suppose this is plane mirror. Okay. I have also explained this in the regular course of lecture. Suppose plane mirror. Okay, this is going to be the opaque area. Okay, suppose this is the object. Just to make you understand. Okay, so to form the image, what we do, suppose AB is the object. Okay, O is the pole of the mirror and MM dash is the aperture of reflecting surface. Now what happens? The first ray parallel to axis is going to reflect back, which needs to be extended back. Okay. Now the second ray, which is incident at some angle, is going to reflect this way. Okay, suppose this is OC, I say. This is not going to meet here, so you need to extend it back behind the mirror. So this is actually the image formation, I may say A dash B dash. Let us just try to have a look at this. This is called object distance. This is called image distance. What is the first characteristic features regarding plane mirror? To just to list it out, what you can say, object distance is always equal to the image distance, obviously. Then the second point, object is this way, image is this way. What you can write, image is virtual, okay, erect and of same size. Virtual, erect and of same size. The second characteristic, and the third one, if you remember, what happens if you just stand in front of the mirror, you raise your right hand, it looks like the image is raising its left hand. That means the image is not becoming upright turn, but it is called the lateral inversion. Left becomes right and right become left. So you can say the third characteristic as image is laterally inverted. Okay, this is sufficient. Some characteristics of image. This may be asked to you, though in your textbook they haven't explained the image formation by plane mirror. They have just listed out the topic. Understand? But at the time of my irregular course also, I have already explained this. Understand? So, object distance is equal to the image distance. Image is virtual, erect and of same size. Image is laterally inverted. Many MCQ can also be designed from this. That object is 5 centimeter away from plane mirror. At how much distance the image is forming behind the mirror? So obviously 5 meter. And if they ask what would be the distance between object and the image, this is 5, this is 5. 5 plus 5, 10. I have also asked such type of MCQs in our WRT. So this is, dear students, somewhat regarding reflection. Understand? Suppose it hasn't been mentioned in the textbook, but I think you should prepare it. There are two type of reflection: regular and irregular reflection. Regular reflection always take place on plane surface. Irregular reflection take place on uneven surface. Understand? So this is something about reflection in detail, and my dear student, this needs to be very sure, because as per your paper style they may ask in 2 mark. State the laws of reflection. Be very precise when you write the law. Incident ray, normal and refracted ray at point of incidence all lie in the same plane, and the angle of incidence is always equal to the angle of reflection. Okay. So after understanding some point of reflection, okay, now let us move for next topic. This is something you have to prepare regarding reflection. Okay. Now you see, dear student, they have also mentioned the topic of spherical mirror. Though you do not have to study the image formation by spherical mirror, but they may ask you some definitions regarding mirror. It can be asked. Understand? So just to get some idea about the topic, if we take two of spherical mirror, okay, which we also sometimes call curved mirror, right? Either you use the word curved mirror or spherical mirror, both are similar. Some of the definition regarding spherical mirror. Suppose, dear student, just try to understand. If I draw concave mirror, okay, concave mirror you all know, opaque from outside, painted. So this is a shining surface. Now some of the definition regarding this mirror, how can you assume the definition? Suppose this is a spherical mirror. Suppose one hollow glass sphere, and this is suppose the center of the hollow glass sphere. Understand? It becomes center of curvature for the mirror. How can you define center of curvature? So this way, any curved mirror means any spherical mirror is a part of imaginary hollow glass sphere. To back again, you can see any mirror, any spherical mirror is a part of imaginary hollow glass sphere. The center of the sphere is known as center of curvature of spherical mirror. Okay. Now the next one, O, optical center. The center of the mirror is known as optical center. Okay. Suppose I say here A, I say here B. So this distance, this is actually looking the diameter if I join. Understand, that is called aperture. Okay. This way. This is called aperture. So how will you define? The diameter of spherical mirror is known as aperture. Okay. Then if you want to define focus, focal point, how will you define? As you all know, rays of light parallel to principal axis after reflection from mirror, they converge at a fixed point, and this fixed point is known as focal point or focus. Distance between optical center and focus is known as focal length. Every mirror is a part of imaginary glass sphere. The radius of the sphere is known as radius of curvature, means this distance. This OC is called radius of curvature and this is called focal. Sometime in MCQ or 1 mark also they can ask, what is the relation between radius of curvature and focal length? The radius of curvature is always double than the focal length. MCQs can also be designed from this particular topic. How? If focal length of spherical mirror is 10, what is its radius of curvature? R will be equal to 2 into 10, 20. If radius of curvature is 50, what is the focal length of 50 equal to 2f? 2 transferred 50 upon 2 equal to f, that is focal length. So at least dear student, you need to prepare uses of concave mirror and convex mirror, that I am not discussing because you all know very well. Understand which are what are the where the concave mirror are used and where the convex mirror are used. But the basic is that you should know all definitions in perfect manner. Understand all definition you should know regarding spherical mirror. Is it clear in your mind? Okay. This is regarding spherical mirror. I am just having a quick look at this for all of you. This is what we have taken. First, we have taken the topic number 1, and then I have shifted to topic number spherical mirror definition and their uses. First, just have a look at this. Let us discuss all definition in detail. First, regarding center of curvature. So, every mirror is a part of imaginary hollow glass sphere. The center of the sphere is known as center of curvature for mirror. Second one, let us define radius of curvature side by side. every mirror is a part of imaginary hollow glass sphere. The radius of the sphere is known as radius of curvature of mirror. Next one, the diameter of the reflecting surface, that means that shining surface of the spherical mirror is known as aperture. Okay, if we take the next one, ray of O, that is the center of the reflecting surface of a mirror, is known as optical center. Focus, ray of light, parallel ray of light, when they are incident on mirror, they reflect back and meet at a fixed point. This fixed point is known as focal point or focus. That is actually, I must say, it is the point of convergence, you can say. Understand, point of convergence. Okay, then distance between optical center and focus is known as focal length. What is the relation between radius of curvature and focal length? The radius of curvature is always double than the focal length. This is uses we are not discussing. This is somewhat about your topic number 5. Okay. Now, dear student, if we take topic number 3, sorry, 2, 1 and 5 that we discussed. Understand? Suppose if we take your topic number 2, that is refraction of light. Okay? About reflection of light we have studied. Now suppose the topic is refraction of light. Understand? Let us try to study this. Reflection, as you all know, always occur on opaque surface, and refraction of light always occur when light ray passes from, means when the light ray travels from one transparent medium to another transparent medium having different optical density. You should know this word, optical density, okay, because all medium are not similarly transparent. Suppose air is the most transparent medium, water is transparent, but compared to that, kerosene, glycerine, glass, diamond, ruby, all are not equally transparent medium. They have some minor variation in their optical density. Okay. So now what happens in refraction of light? Suppose, dear student, I am just drawing interface separating two transparent mediums. Suppose this is medium number 1 and suppose this is medium number 2. Both are equally, both are transparent medium possessing different optical density. Their optical density are different. Suppose I say this medium as air. Suppose I say this medium as glass. Okay. So now actually what is happening? When light ray passes from one transparent medium to another transparent medium, suppose I show you the path of light. Okay, this is light ray traveling in air and meeting the medium interface at point B. Now, initially the light ray is traveling in air. Now, suppose it enter in glass. Air has less optical density. I am showing by a symbol. Glass has more optical density compared to air. So, what is going to happen? The speed of the light in air is standard, as you know, 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter second inverse, okay, meter per second. But is it possible that light is going to travel, understand, with the same velocity in other medium except air? No. Its velocity means its speed is going to reduce when it travel from one transparent medium to another. So what happens at this interface, at this point, when light ray enters from air to glass, it changes. Suppose this is its original path, okay? Okay? But it will not travel in its original path, but it deflects, okay? Right? So this phenomenon of deflection of light means it has changed its path of propagation. In textbook they are very precise in utilizing this particular word. When light ray travel from one transparent medium to another, it changes its path of propagation, means the path of traversing, the path of traveling. This phenomenon is known as refraction of light. Understand? If in board exam they ask you define refraction of light, I do not want some zigzag statements and huge paragraphs. Simply, when light ray travel from one transparent medium to another, it slightly bends, means it changes its course of path of propagation. It changes its direction of traveling. This phenomenon is known as refraction of light. Okay, suppose I draw one line segment which is perpendicular to the interface, then you will call it normal. Okay, suppose M M dash. MM dash is a line segment drawn which is perpendicular to this refracting interface. So this is called normal, as you all know. Understand? Now, dear student, why I am just revising definitions for you also, because when they have already cut some portion, means in my view that may be the larger and inquisitive portion which they have already cancelled. Understand? Now try to understand, because they have already eliminated that larger portion of your this chapter. That means they may be targeting all the remaining topic in inquisitive style. So you need to understand each and everything in detail. Suppose here, this is called angle of incidence and this is called angle of refraction. How will you define angle of incidence to be more precise? The angle formed between incident ray and normal at the point of incidence is known as angle of incidence, angle of refraction. The angle formed between normal and refracted ray is known as angle of refraction. Okay. Now, dear student, after understanding in detail about the phenomenon of refraction, as I told you, they may target this simple topic in variety of way. They may ask you such question also, which I think normally they would not have asked if the whole portion uh, is going to be counted in your board exam, but because they have eliminated many topics from there, they may ask you such question also, okay, at least mention 2 to 3 phenomenons which you have observed where you will see the reflection of light taking place. So that way also you need to prepare this topic. Understand? So this is, dear student, refraction of light. Now let us try to understand very important laws of refraction. Okay, laws of refraction. See, dear student, what we are going to do as far as today's lecture is concerned, we are not going to solve some numericals regarding refractive index. See, dear student, one more thing, as far as these two topics are concerned, 3 and 4, magnification for mirror and lens and power of the lens, we will deliver it sometime in our next lecture for particular revision. But just now, and even in today's lecture, we are not going to solve numericals of refractive index, because I want to give for this some explanation of these two topic and numericals of refractive index, because many student has demanded regarding discussion about some examples of refractive index, because example of concave mirror, convex mirror are not going to be a part of your exam. Understand? So now, laws of refraction. The what, which is the first law? You all know. You can design the law just from the diagram itself. Understand? How? Incident ray, normal and refracted ray at the point of incidence on interface separating two transparent media all lie in the same plane. First, just in your mind, try to gather the words I have utilized, and then we will discuss the law again. Okay? What I spoke, just gather the words. Incident ray, normal and refracted ray at the point of incidence on interface separating two media all lie in the same plane. The first law. Second law, very very important. Okay, what is the second law of refraction? Ratio of, at that time when I took this chapter in explanation, I think in maths you must not have heard anything about trigonometric ratios. But now, when you are attending this lecture of revision, you all know very well regarding sine trigonometric ratio. Okay. What is the second law? Ratio of sine of angle of incidence to the sine of angle of refraction is always constant. Okay. Can you speak up it again? The ratio of sine of angle of incidence to the sine of angle of refraction is always constant means when you have any two transparent medium you will get the value of this as constant, that you all know. Understand? This is also known as Snell's law. Okay? Snell's law. So, if in exam you are asked, write Snell's law, how will you write? In that, you first have to write this, okay, during refraction of light. Understand, the ratio of sine of angle of incidence to the sine of angle of refraction always remains constant. That is known as Snell's law. Not only that, dear student, here also you need to extend this statement. How? Suppose this is medium 1 and its refractive index is n1. We are going to understand the refractive index in detail, no doubt in our next revision lecture, but as of now, n1 is the refractive index of medium 1, n2 is the refractive index of medium 2. Understand? Now, dear student, whenever you get ratio of sin I upon sin r, it is also equal to ratio of n2 upon n1, which can be spoken as refractive index of medium 2 with respect to medium 1. This needs to be related because it is going to be very useful when you solve numerical. What you got? Sin I upon sin r equal to n to 1 equal to n2 upon n1. How this is going to be useful, that we will discuss in our next lecture when we are going to solve some numericals based on refractive index. You understood this, but this you need to mention when you write the second law of refraction. What is that? Ratio of sine of angle of incidence to the sine of angle of refraction is always constant. This value of constant is also known as relative refractive index of medium 2 with respect to medium 1, that is n2 upon n1. These two are actually known as laws of refraction. I have last time also seen that, student, please be conscious whenever you write law, any law, either law of reflection or law of refraction, you have to be very, very precise. in writing the law. First, incident ray, refracted ray, and the normal at the point of incidence on interface separating the two transparent media all lie in the same plane. The second law, the ratio of sine of angle of incidence to the sine of angle of refraction always remains constant. The value of constant is also known as relative refractive index of medium 2 with respect to medium 1. That means n to 1, which can also be expressed as n2 upon n1, means the basics of the law is sin I upon sin R equal to n to 1 equal to n2 upon n1. Okay. So dear student, in today's quick revision lecture for chapter number 10, we have already revised, understand few topics. We revised the topic of reflection, we revised the topic of spherical mirror and all definition involved in that. Understand? Then we have started topic number 2, where we studied about refraction of light and the law. Now what we are going to do, in next lecture we are going to do numericals in detail regarding refractive index, and we will also have a glimpse at the topic power of lens and magnification for mirror and lens. Okay, in our next lecture. Okay, so dear student, make one thing very clear. As I have already sent you PDF, understand, and as we do in chapter number 12 also we have done, I have sent you PDF, and from PDF one by one I am solving all numerical here. Okay, so regarding the numerical of refractive index we are going to target tomorrow. Okay, and that will be one by one from the PDF you are sent. Okay, so revision lecture, you some those students who haven't attended and has come to the school are understanding at home. Whatever topic we take, you need to revise them, because WRTs are designed from that also. Okay, dear student. So uh, here the student some student are studying offline with me in the classroom. You people are at home attending the same lecture, so same topic is also going to be explained here. Okay, thank you very much.